your dreams. When you dream, only you can see what your dream is. So because someone else can't see your dream, you have to show them what your dream is and make it come to life.
Absolutely. And one last time, can you let everyone know how they can find and get in contact with Royal Street?
You can definitely follow us on social media. You can Google us. If you still type in Dak Shack MKE, we still come up. You could put in Royal Street MKE. Either way you do it, you'll find us and we'll take care of you.
Thank you so much for joining us here today, India.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.
And this has been your Black Business Give Back Spotlight with Royal Street MKE right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth.
Listen to the home of the 5K Gruber Cash Giveaway. 1017 FM, 1510 AM, WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 1017 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Power outages continue in southeast Wisconsin, impacting schools. No school for kids at Cedar Hills Elementary in Oak Creek because of a power outage, and the Milwaukee High School of the Arts has a delayed start at 11:30 a.m. after a power outage there as well. A false alarm for shots fired. A massive police presence responded to Milwaukee City Hall complex Thursday afternoon after reports of shots being fired at the Zeidler Municipal Building. After a lockdown, Milwaukee Police and Mayor Cavalier Johnson said a slammed door may have been confused for gunfire.
The examination of the area did not show any signs of a weapon being discharged, which is a very, very good thing. Employees did exactly what they're supposed to do. They heard something and they said something. They called the authorities, they called the police, and the police then responded.
MPD says there's no indication that a shooting or shots fired incident took place. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland is now criticizing the lack of security checkpoints at the City Hall complex. His office released a statement reading, quote, "It is far too easy for anyone to walk into either of these buildings with their weapon of choice." A bus driver is in custody after alleged misconduct with a minor in Pewaukee. The 62-year-old man turned himself into police on Wednesday after an investigation and review of the video from his Go Right Way bus the day before. Police said alleged criminal activity happened on the bus and not on any school grounds or properties. The driver was immediately suspended. Charges are pending. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on the new 1017 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So, I just got off the train from Chicago. You talk about a crazy day. You talk about ripping and running and storms and back and forth and up and down. This is definitely Pop-Off Friday, let me tell you. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. It is the weekend. And I'm so happy. I am so happy. I'm popping off about a few things this weekend. Yeah. So I had noted before on Wednesday that a good friend, Fred Johnson from Erie Insurance, vice president and market manager for Wisconsin, passed away last Saturday, unexpectedly in Canton, Ohio. And so I didn't find out till I was on the train coming from Chicago this afternoon that the wake is tomorrow in Ohio, 8 hours away. And I have something I have to do here on Saturday. I have something I have to do tonight. I have something I have to do Sunday. So I'm like, ugh. And I can't make it. That's my frustration, right? Unfortunately, when life happens, we don't know when it'll happen, but it happens. And so to Shannon and the family and friends and all of those in Wisconsin from Erie Insurance, we send you our heartfelt condolences. But it led me to think about something. It led me to think about, when I'm in a space like this, yeah, it'll sound corny. When I'm in a space like this, poetry tends to help me understand and function and realize exactly what it is that's going on. When life becomes a struggle, I tend to look to poetry or Bible scripture. I know Al is probably snarling his face right now. And those things in order to give me the power, the drive, the commitment, the result, whatever it is, in order for me to keep going. But then I started thinking, there's some complaints that continue to come no matter what is said on the truth, no matter who says what, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, male, female, all that. No matter who says it. I believe there's a poem in the world that can give you the intestinal fortitude you need to make it through. Walter D. Wintle, some of you all know him. Some of you all call him anonymous, unfortunately. For people, I'm talking to three distinct people today. You might be the same person, or you might be a different person for each one of these. But this is for one, people who blame other people or the system for what they have or don't have. We spend an inordinate amount of time blaming people. We blame Donald Trump. We blame Joe Biden. We blame Kamala Harris. We blame the president before, Obama. And we blame everybody instead of looking to ourselves to figure out what it is we can and can't do. Some people still believe, like they talked about before in the talk and text line and in the chat, that rich people are the reason why poor people are poor. Having grown up poor, and I'm only speaking for my generation, everybody else can speak for their own. We were poor because we were poor. And when we didn't want to be poor, we wasn't. But how do you do that? Well, how do you step through that quote unquote unspoken space and get it right? Well, I like to look to Walter Wintle. He said, the man who thinks he can. If you think you're beaten, you are. If you think you dare not, you don't. If you like to win, but think you can't, it's almost the cinch. You won't. If you think you'll lose, you've lost. For out in the world, you'll find success begins with a fellow's will. It's all in the state of mind. If you think you're outclassed, You are. You've got to think high to rise. You've got to be sure of yourself before you can ever win a prize. Life's battles don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. Personally, I don't think a lot of y'all think you can. I don't think a lot I'm just saying, I don't think a lot of black men and women think they can. And I'm especially talking to the men because, you know, we're in this space now where men and women are equal and they can play sports equally and play on the same teams equally until a woman decides that she don't want to, and then all of a sudden it's okay. Because women rule the world. But I'm just saying. But for people who believe they don't have any control over their lives, have never heard William Ernest Henley and Invictus. Out of the night that covers me, black is the pit from pole to pole. I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. But let me pause there. Some people get a little weird when you recite a poem or you say something and it's not the God that they think you should be talking about God. They get all in their feelings. Oh, it's not, you shouldn't be. Well, it's a poem. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I've not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloodied but unbowed. Beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horrors of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how strait the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. What does that even mean? That means it matters not how straight the gate. Well, if you look in the Bible, it talks about narrow is the gate that leads to salvation. That thin area, that's where when you would enter into a city, they would build a gate. And depending on how straight or how wide or how long the gate is, was dependent whether or not you can get in. If your horse had too much stuff on it and it stuck too far out and you couldn't fit through the gate, you had to take some stuff off. Oh, you can get in, you can't get in with that. It was sort of like the modern day TSA. What they're telling you that it really doesn't matter how straight the gate is. It doesn't matter how charged the punishment scroll. You know, they used to beat people with scrolls. Big, round, beat. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishment the scroll. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. No, that don't mean I'm in charge of my soul. That means that what happens to me, what I think, how I act, and what I do is up to me. And one of the things we have to stop doing is blaming other people and giving other people control over our lives and then complaining that other people have control over our lives. Makes no sense to me. But then there are people who just procrastinate. They don't have what they have. Well, that didn't make any sense. They don't have what they don't have, and they have what they have is because they procrastinate. You can get some things when you procrastinate, like overdue bills, like eviction notices, like your car towed. If you procrastinate, you can get some stuff. You can also lose some things like jobs, raises, new people coming into your life. And it comes off as lazy, but it could be so many other things that are happening in your life that causes you not to do anything. And many times what it comes down to, when we have procrastination, Benjamin E. Mays said, one thing you have to remember, that through all of this stuff, no matter how old you are, and it made me remember because Fred had just turned 40 last December. Had just won 40 under 40. Fred Johnson, Erie Insurance. You've heard him on the show, had the Saturday show. Wonderful man, dies unexpectedly. But you have to remember one thing about life. It's only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it, forced upon me, can't refuse it, didn't seek it, didn't choose it, but it's up to me to use it. I must suffer if I lose it, give an account if I abuse it. Just a tiny little minute, but eternity is in it.
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 101.7 The Truth. Need a way to hype up your day?
Is this Eastside Double R?
Speaking.
Hey, what's happening then? Tell the family I said what's happening then.
Hey, y'all hear him?
What would you do with $5,000?
Man, I'm about to give back to the hood, you know. Might do a little block party or something like that, but we're going shopping first.
Stay tuned into 101.7 The Truth for your chance to be entered into the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway. For contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
Experience some of the most cherished popular music of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound, May 23rd through the 25th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Byron Stripling will lead the MSO and an exciting trio of vocalists that include Broadway superstar Chester Gregory, Ashley J., and Brick Liam in a musical sojourn of hits made famous by legendary talents such as Lou Rawls, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, and The Temptations. Songs like My Girl, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I'm Coming Out will come alive in fun and stylish arrangements that are sure to have you dancing and humming along in your seat. Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound runs May 23rd through the 25th only. So lock up your tickets right now by calling the box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
At U.S. Bank, when they say they're in it with you, they mean it. Not just for the good stuff, the grand openings and celebrations, although those are pretty great, but for all the hard work it took to get there, the fine-tuning of goals, the managing of cash and workflows, and decision-making. They're in to help you through all of it, because together they're proving day in and day out that there is nothing as powerful as the power of us. Visit usbank.com to get started today. Equal housing lender, member FDIC, copyright 2024 U.S. Bank.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Immerse yourself in a place where bold ideas are sought after, where all are encouraged to bring their personal flourish. Here, innovation is a way of life. In this city, the beat flows. Together, we're dancing to the rhythm. Forward. Now, it's your turn to grab hold of that energy, where you'll remember not just the meals, the celebrations, or the uncommon coast. What you'll remember is how we made you feel. Come experience Milwaukee, where fresh meets fearless every day.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Yo, fellas, y'all ready to do this?
Yo, what's up, guys? What's up?
Boys are in effect, yeah, and it's about time. Yo, let's rip this up.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Woo! Y'all been blowing up the talking text line. What I do? Anyway, 833-212-1017 is the number. Stream and watch us on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show. You can also check us out on X. All right? You can do that. You can do all that. Just check it out. Let me see. Dr. Ken Sincere. Ken, afternoon to you, Kawanda. What up, Kawanda? How's Florida? How's Florida? Is it y'all? Dr. Ken, good to see the little taste of Florida kept you saying. Storms blowing through here, right? Be careful with me, especially talking about weather. I feel you. I feel you. Y'all be going from like, oh, look, it's sunny at 88. Poof. The barometric pressure has now dropped to 0, and the land's disappeared because all the houses are gone. Yeah, y'all got hurricanes that be coming through there. Like, not really a city girl. Good afternoon, Dr. Ken. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. I do, too. We stormed bad here yesterday. Sincere said what I told you, and maybe second day today. Yeah, so I'm looking, and my phone gets, like updates that say, hey, we going, and everything's fine. And my phone said, lightning in your area. We detected a lightning strike 4.3 miles to the west of your location. And I was like, oh, so we should be good. And then it said severe thunderstorm warning issued for part of southeastern Wisconsin. Okay. And so an hour ago, right? An hour ago, it was in Madison. Hour later, it's here. Next thing you know, boom. Yeah, I'm just going home. This is too much. Can't do it. Can't do it. Love and prayers and condolences to his family. They're talking about Fred Johnson and Truth Nation. And I know you're hurting. Dr. Ken, I can hear it in your voice. So prayers and strength to you. You didn't hear nothing in my voice. That's what guys say when you catch them when they're sensitive and they don't want you to think they're sensitive. You didn't hear nothing in my voice. What you talking about? Thank you, Kawanda. Appreciate it. Miles say, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Welcome back, Dr. Ken. How was the assignment? I wasn't on assignment. I went to Chicago. Had a meeting. Then I came back. Beyonce happened to be in Chicago at the same time. How'd that happen? I don't know how that happened. I don't know how that happened, but Beyonce just ended up in Chicago at the same time she probably heard I was going and said, you know what, Dr. Ken's going to Chicago. I'm going to go to Chicago too. I'm going to take my cowgirl, cowboy, Carter, whatever thing she was doing. All right. Anyway. Curly Q said also, my condolences to his family and all who loved him. Love hearing his interviews on the station. Yep, sure did. Animated, skilled, talented, smooth, and felt. You talking about me? Anyway. But yeah. Thank you, Mao. Condolences. You finally agree with talking about the weather, so I commit. Yeah. Kawanda be talking trash from Florida as you be, because she like, how far away is Florida anyway? She be talking, and aren't you even from Milwaukee? And be talking, looking good adjective might be a favorite of mine. The young man is talented. Dr. Ken, please do not tell me you went to get stung too. No, I didn't go. Trust me when I tell you I did not go to, I am not a part of the Beehive. I don't follow that other skinny chick either, so she ugly. So I don't call her. And before Sir Chance puts in the chat or calls me and tells me he thinks Taylor Swift is beautiful, I'm going to tell him I think his eyes are shot. He must have significant, like 8 to 10 cataracts covering both eyes if he thinks Taylor Swift is cute. I don't know what to tell you. Dr. Ken, I'm not talking about you, previous conversation. Well, then quit having your conversations on my talking text. Anyway, 2-hour flight. Yes, I'm from Milwaukee, 12.5-hour drive. Ain't happening. 12 hours. Wow. Ain't happening. How am I harsh? I don't like Taylor Swift. I don't. She does nothing. 833-212-1017 is the number. Al, you're on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. What do you want to fight about today? It's Pop-Off Friday.
Pop-Off Friday. First thing I want to say is that if black people want what they want, all you have to do is some motivation and dedication. But you cannot get the benefits if you don't put in the work.
Absolutely.
But a pet peeve I have is for some of our black people, if you cannot control your liquor, please stop getting.
Your phone broke up, Al.
Because you.
Al, Go back.
Oh,
if you can't control your liquor.
Yes, what I was going to say, if you cannot control your liquor, please stop getting drunk with your kids. And then you want to call the police. Because you do know every time the police show up at your house, it makes your house a nuisance property. And if you are the mother and you are the father and you sitting around there collecting checks, maybe you're the problem. And maybe you should put the bottles down.
And how many of us is that? How many of us is that?
I'm going to say it's numbers, but not all of us.
No, give me some numbers.
Not all of us.
Out of 100% of the black people that make up 48% of Milwaukee, how many of us is it?
I'm going to be nice today. I'm going to say maybe 20%.
Okay.
But y'all need to stop because it's not helping your kids. And I can't stand when they get drunk and then they want to start quoting Bible verses. Then you got the police coming to your house.
I ain't never heard drunk people quote Bible verses. I don't know where you get that. You just bash the church every time you come on the radio, dude. Stop it.
This has nothing,
Stop it.
This
but then why do you bring it up every time? Why is it every single time you call here, you figure out a way to fit in the Bible so that you can trash it? Man, get out of here, dude.
I'm just talking about the black people, not some of the black people who do not know how to control their liquor. And then they want to call the police on everybody.
Everything. But you tie the church to everything you complain about. Why is that?
Well, I'm not tying the church, but my thing is, if you can't control your liquor,
they be
put the
quoting
bottles
Bible
down.
liquor. You just said they quote Bible.
A lot of them do it.
Verses.
A lot of them
like who? Al, come on now. You probably heard that from one or two people. Come on.
No, not one or two people. And I'm very seasoned.
13.4%.
But all I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead.
All I'm saying is, if they cannot control their liquor, maybe stop getting drunk with your kids and find something to do positive with your life.
Okay.
Because if the police is coming to your house 3-4 times a week, your house is a nuisance property, and that white man gonna continue to take your rent. Be an asset to your child. I don't care what color you is. Show them you're something great than being a freaking drunk.
So can I ask you something, Al?
That's why these kids.
Al,
yes.
You ever praise people who do it the right way? You ever praise people who raise their kids?
I give everybody credit who do it the right way. That's not what I asked
you. I asked you, do you ever, because when you call this show, it's always to bash black people, bash the church, say you hate the church, say you hate all this other stuff. But when it comes time to say, with all the great things that are happening in this city, and all the black people that are majority middle class black people that are graduating and going to school and going to work, so then why don't you ever talk about them? So then why don't you ever talk about them?
They don't need no praise. They're doing what they need to do.
Bye, Al. That makes absolutely no sense. They don't need praise. They know what they're doing. So the ones that are doing bad need bashing? Wow. That's unfortunate. 833-212-1017 is the number. It's 1017 The Truth. Dr. Ken Harris from Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows. We got a storm coming. And your doors. They might get blown off right now. Because Pella is offering up to 6 years of 0% financing, so you want to set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. They listen to your vision. They suggest Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 months. You didn't correct me? It's 6 years. You don't have to bother paying off your windows in 6 months. It is 6 years. 6 times 12. 72 months. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st of 2025. That gives you about 15 days. All right? What do you got to do? Go to PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com. And now with 1017 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Delays along southbound 41 starting around Silver Spring all the way down past Capitol. Northbound's backed up from just before Mayfair Road up to Silver Spring. Northbound 43 heavy from Fond du Lac Avenue to Keefe. And then we've got some delays westbound 94 from about Moreland Road all the way past Calhoun to Brookfield Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, partly cloudy skies. It'll be windy and warm with a chance of afternoon rain or storms, a high of 80 tonight. Chance for showers far to the north, mostly cloudy and windy, a low of 52. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Turn up the summer vibes at Chula Vista Resort, your playground for summer dreams, water parks, and sun-soaked pools, epic water slides, soaring zip lines, and world-class golf. Dine in the #1 steakhouse in Wisconsin. Chula Vista Resort. Call 1-800-388-4782 or visit chulavistaresort.com.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity can help make it happen. With little to no down payment and average monthly mortgage payments of $950, you can build a brand new home you love without breaking the bank. And you won't do it alone. Habitat provides the coaching, education, and support to guide you every step of the way. Stop renting and invest in a new home you can truly call your own. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
It's 101.7 The Truth's Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because you can get up to 6 years of 0% financing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Yes, no interest for up to 72 months, and the full Pella experience is always included. That means the Pella team is with you from start to finish. They don't disappear after the work is done. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. A Pella design expert will listen to your vision and then present the different colors, sizes, and customizations needed to make that vision a reality. It can feel overwhelming to consider what feels like limitless possibilities, but Pella's design team can help narrow those options down for you to create that dream upgrade. Hurry! Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st, 2025. So visit PellaWI.com today.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Williams, and I want to share with you the role that diabetes has had in my family. I lost my grandmother at the early age of 64 due to complications with diabetes. She was warm, generous, and a constant encouragement for me to follow my heart. Did you know that African Americans experience chronic kidney disease at a rate that's 25% higher than white Americans? And we're almost 4 times more likely to develop kidney failure. Diabetes and high blood pressure are leading causes of kidney disease, which can result in kidney failure, needing dialysis, or a kidney transplant. The good news is that you have the power to check out how well your kidneys are doing and learn ways to prevent them from failing. So go to your doctor and get yourself checked out. Visit linkbylovetv.org to learn more. Get the facts, get checked, and get healthy.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneib. The 21 and 23 Milwaukee Brewers are back in action today after a day off on Thursday. They'll welcome in the red-hot Minnesota Twins, winners of 11 straight games. Brewers dealing with a plethora of injuries, especially to their starting pitching.
Day-to-day, honestly, with their treatments, probably case by case for each of those guys, but they're all progressing incredibly well.
Brewers general manager Matt Arnold there on WTMJ. The Twins-Brewers set for a 7:10 first pitch. And lastly, we'll head over to the NBA, where the Denver Nuggets force a Game 7 in the NBA Western Conference semifinals after they beat Oklahoma City Thunder last night, 119-107. And tonight, the Knicks and Celtics Game 6 tip-off is set for 7 p.m. The Knicks leading that series 3-2. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. So X is over here looking like an orange. You know, he got like this orange bright. So I was going to wear my, where'd it come from? Fellowship Open. I have an orange golf shirt, and I was going to wear it today. Thank goodness I didn't wear it today. We look like two sun-kissed oranges sitting in here looking. Oh, I would have just passed out. Oh my God, he's dressed like me. Oh, but I still look better than him. Oh my gosh. And then I would have just passed out. 833-212-1017 is the number. So somebody on the talking text line, I'm not going to say the person's name, said, it's true, Dr. Ken. They said blood of Jesus was in that cup, but I was bent. More like Ciroc and splash of cranberry. And I found that pretty offensive. Like whether you go to church or not, whether you go to church or not is one thing, but that's offensive. You wouldn't do that to a Muslim. You wouldn't do that to somebody Jewish. You wouldn't do that to a Buddhist. But for some reason, we feel okay doing stuff like that to Christians and making fun of it. Not that we can't take it, but I just always find that make that an Islamic joke and see how far you go in the community. Oh, no, we would never do that because we respect that. 833-212-1017. Does God answer the fire and the flames? 50s card. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I know one thing. Sincere said you made it religious, not me. The fact that you said and you mentioned they said the blood of Jesus was in that cup, you made it religious. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, I'm really starting to lose respect for you because now you just trying to be a punk and punk your way out of it. Come on now. At least man up, or if you're a woman up, to what you said, right? Don't be like, no, I didn't say that. I didn't really make it. You made it religious. No, it's offensive. But I'm offended. But I'm not offended, but I'm just saying. You know, think stuff through before you say it. That's all. You made it religious, not me. Soft. Alonzo said, other religions know they're true. That's why they always play victim. See, Al can't help himself to trash Christianity. He can't help himself, but then he never really says about it either. So I didn't call you. Okay. Sincere said, talk, you slick. I think he said, you talk slick. And now I'm a punk and dumb, laughing my blank off. Well, I'm just saying it. Can we go back and forth? If we can go back and forth. If you can, I can. It's Pop-Off Friday. See? Not really a city girl got that right. Of course, Al said, trash all religions, to be honest. Oh, Al, goodbye. Anyway, Miles said, let me go get my popcorn. Dr. Ken popping off. Yeah, I'm tired of taking people's trash. When other people say statements and then you challenge them on it, they become the victim. Find that amazing. You can say something to other people, say something hurtful, quote unquote, to other people, but when they challenge you about it, you become the victim? That's trash, dude. That's garbage. I don't think so. And Al, we already know that you don't like religion, right? Life lessons don't lie, if you say so. But that's you. Aren't you the one that said everybody has their own truth? But why is it that you deny Christianity truth? Why is it that's the truth that you decide you don't like, but everybody else get to say what they want to say? Man, get out of here. Get out of here. I don't need no gloves. Not really a city girl. I got my own right here. Right here. Sound like I'm from Harlem or something, from New York. Right here. Right here. I stepped away. What? See, Quanda, here's what you
This is what Al and Reggio and not really a city girl, sincere, while we talking all this trash, we keep our phone on, we keep our radio on, and we just keep it. We just go to 1017thetruth.com and click watch live or listen live, and you right there, and you got the whole thing. That's all you got to do. Or just log into YouTube with your email, and then you're good, right? What's up, Reggio? Then you're good. It's that easy. Because it's Pop-Off Friday. What you want to pop off about? 833-212-1017. We know Al want to pop off about religion. But when you pop, I'm going to pop back. You clap, I'm clapping back. That's all. If you can't take clapping, because y'all clap against me all the time. I'm stupid. I'm an Oreo. Somebody called, said, you're an idiot, and hung up. All that. And I let it go. I even read it when it says it on the talking text line. Would you have the temerity to do that? Would you have the, wow, you're going to open yourself up like that? Yep. Definitely. Because it's about Truth Nation. That's all. It's cool. And I ain't mad at nobody. I mean, although Sincere did kind of wimp out when he, you made it religious. That's the kind of voice I give to, I'm just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. Marquis say, Pop-Off Friday is my favorite show. Okay. I find it interesting that when I pop off on people, all of a sudden they get mad. Like a couple times other people would call in and think I'm going to agree with them, and I'll be like, wait, what? That don't make no sense. And then they go, right? Because y'all pop off on me all the time. Al be trashing me. Who else? Sincere be trashing me. Kwanda say, just in case you didn't know, that's mine's. You go in on however, but I let men be men. It's all love. It's a chat. We are here to agree to disagree. That's why we chat. No, we're not here to agree to disagree. You're here to say what you say and then hold to it. You don't have to agree to disagree. You already know you disagree. Instead of saying, how can I say this? Instead of countering what someone else says, just say what you say. I believe the sky is blue. I believe the sky is green. Don't say, I believe the sky is blue. I don't believe the sky is blue because. That's not what we're doing. We're not trying to change the other person. We're just going to say what we say. And Kwanda, no. Nobody mad. We're all human. See, that's a cop-out. That's a cop-out. People do get mad. People do have conversations. They talk over each other. They raise their voice. They holler at you. X was beating me up earlier today. Didn't he, DJ Brother Z? X said he was going to beat me up earlier today. And then he slapped me around. He pushed me over. And I was like, man, I'm over 60. He was like, I don't care. And then he punched me in the top of the head. And then I rolled over and I was like, please, please, sir, please save me. And he was like, no, I'm Orange Crush. I was like, is that like a new wrestler or something? Or like, what is that? Like, oh, I don't really know. Because he had this orange shirt on. I was like, what is that? Like a new, like, I don't know. What is that? So then he punched me and said, get in there and do your show. I said, okay. And so here I am. And then DJ Brother Z said, yeah. And I was like, okay. So now I'm here doing my show. That's how much you can make up a pop-off. Like, really? No. None of that happened. Curly Q said, I'm going to say you would be willing to argue about the color of a cucumber, Dr. Ken. Just contrary. No, I wouldn't. I would argue with you what color green the cucumber is. Make sense? Is it Kelly green? Is it forest green? Is it lime green? Like that's, see, y'all got to get into the Dr. Ken will challenge everyone. Yes. But here's the kicker. I expect you to challenge me too. I would expect you to say, I need you to explain such and such. What does that mean? Give me a definition. Talk me through it. Quanda say, because I can agree to a conversation but disagree with the outcome of the conversation. So how we can't agree to disagree. I disagree with that. I think that it's okay to just hold on to what you hold on to, and we don't have to come to an agreement that we disagree. You just believe what you believe. Okay, move on. Stop trying to appease people by making them feel okay because they differ with you. I don't care. If you don't feel bad, I feel bad because I disagree. Feel bad. Now, you get to carry all that garbage around. I'm not caring. I click off when I say, I'm out, and they play that quiet. I'm gone. Like that's exactly what it. And then I turn it off. And, but you know what? We're going to have to, before we take a break, we're going to have to do a meetup. We're going to have to figure out where we're going to do a meetup one day. And all y'all, Quanda, tell us when you're going to be in town, when you're going to get on the airplane and fly up here. And Sandra, should we invite Al? Yeah, I guess we got to invite Al. We ain't got nobody to argue with. We'll invite X, too. We can argue with him, too. Yeah, and just have a meetup and go somewhere, hang out, and run off at the mouth. But y'all can't be drinking because y'all heard what Al said. Y'all heard what Al said. When y'all get to drinking, y'all get to doing silly stuff. And who else said something about drinking? Sincere? Yeah. Talking that, liquor and Jesus. Just so disappointed. I'm just so disappointed.
One call, that's all.
One call, that's all is right. Y'all ready? We done restarted everything with the one call, that's all 5K giveaway. So y'all make sure you're caller number 5 at 833-212-1017. That is the number for the one call, that's all 5K giveaway entry for today. That's right, $5,000 courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. Caller number 5, 833-212-1017 is the number. You'll be entered in to win the $5,000 giveaway with the award-winning 1017 The Truth of Gruber Law Offices. Again, caller number 5, 833-212-1017. Remember, if you or your loved one has ever been injured in an accident, contact Gruber Law Offices today. Go right there online, right there on your phone to gruber-law.com. GRUBER-law.com. For official contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com. 833-212-1017 is the number. Caller number what? My line number, 5.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
It started with a prediction.
Go out there and play basketball and win.
And how many games?
6.
It became the culture.
Chance of Bucks in 6.
Being a Bucks fan means you live and breathe Bucks in 6. Brandon Jennings created the prophecy. Tune into Behind the Bucks, the story of Brandon Jennings on the Bucks Plus audio network. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Available now on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and streaming wherever you get your podcasts.
That's for the culture.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Hey there, did you hear? There are still spots open for Girl Scout Summer Camp 2025.
Whether you're into water activities, arts and crafts, sports and games, exploring nature, or even horseback riding, there's a camp just for you.
Choose from GSY's day camps, overnight camps, community day camps, or Camp Hero.
Bring a friend and get ready for a summer full of adventure, friendship, and leadership.
Register today and let's make this the best summer ever, Girl Scout style.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is when you play your air keyboards. 833-212-1017 is the number. Congratulations to Donna, winner. I know who you is, but I ain't singing. Congratulations to Donna. She is a qualifier for the One Call That's All 5K giveaway, courtesy of Gruber Law Offices. 833-212-1017. I haven't gotten to anything on my entire lineup all day. The hour's gone. The token text line blows up because y'all be on YouTube every day talking all cray-cray. Can you say crazy anymore? Too bad. I'm saying crazy. Cray-cray. Dr. Ken, when I said I don't do either, meaning smoke or drink, but I do definitely let you know when I'm headed that way. I don't care if you don't smoke or drink. Come on. Matter of fact, we ain't going to smoke and we ain't going to drink. So if y'all don't want to do it, too bad. Anyway, so watch this. Miles said, hey, Kwanda, not even responsible drinking? There's no such thing as responsible drinking. Like the fact that you uninhibit yourself so that you're open to do really, really stupid stuff, some of it which might be illegal. Is there really a such thing as responsible drinking? No. So come on. Come on. Come on. And you don't need to do a whole wine cooler. People that don't never feel bad about what you do or don't do. If somebody else has a problem with it, let them have a problem and don't bother with them. Just push them out of your life. Push them out. We got a couple minutes before the break in Top 5 at 5. In all that we've been talking about, what is the one issue in your life that's stopping you from achieving your goal? We go to work, we come home, we go to work, we come home, we do this, we do that. And there's always that side thing that we always wanted to do, but we never do. Mine was writing books, so I wrote 2 small books, and I want to write a larger book along with, base it on research and base it on a topic and do it. Get it accepted by a publisher, all that. But I guess the question is, are you adult enough or strong enough to actually do it and share what that is? I want to write a book. That's my share. I want to write a book that I sell the idea to a publisher, and that they say, yes, we're going to publish it. We're going to pay you X amount of money. The book's going to cost this, blah, 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 blah. Just to say I went through the process of getting a book published. Now, I could easily just write it, get it peer reviewed, and then publish it myself. But for some reason in academia, they want it to be peer reviewed by other people. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I say, why not? I say, why not? So that's what I'm doing. What's yours? 833-212-1017 is the number. What's yours? What is it that you need to do? So this thing in here with these pictures on it, that's always tacked to the wall, that falls off every day at 5:45, at 4:45, 4:50. Like, can we just get rid of this thing? I don't care. You can tell Ben we can. It's Pop-Up Friday, y'all, so excuse me. We can tell Ben we can get it. So there's the, you know what? I got time. I'm tired of this. About to hold it up? Yep. I'm tired of it. So here's the thing. Every day at about 4:55, oh, look, I even dropped it. This, who made this, Ben? This falls off the wall. And every day I move it and I set it up. I put, like, see this? See this? I got, right? Stick them in the wall, they fall out. Every single day it ends up in the wall. Every day it falls out. Like, what am I supposed to do with this? Watch this. There. I'm going to leave it right there. That way I don't have to be in here and have something scary, because, you know, I'm scared of the dark. And then stuff fall off the wall, right? And I know I'm scared. See, y'all see how people do me? Y'all see how people do me? Look. Thank God I'm light enough to show up. It's Pop-Off Friday. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Al said, I drink scotch on the rocks, listen to some music, and mind my own business. Then why you want to chat, Al? All the other stuff I can't deal with, I run like hell from it. I can believe that. And then Quanda said, now my young days, I got serious about my life and career. Certain things had to go. And I'm okay with that by all means necessary. That's what I'm talking about. And now she's a nurse rocking it down in Florida. Somebody on the chat need to listen.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, Gruber Law Offices and The Truth have raised the stakes for this year. The One Call That's All Gruber Cash Giveaway is now a $5K giveaway. Yes, you heard it right. $5,000 giveaway. Every weekday on 1017 The Truth, you will have the chance to be entered to win the $5K giveaway. Listen to The Truth for the One Call That's All cue to call for your chance to win $5,000. Gruber Law Offices, One Call That's All. Visit 1017thetruth.com for official contest rules.
Hey, Truth fam. This is your girl, Melanie Ricks, and I want to remind you to tune into Nothing But the Truth digital show with me, Melanie Ricks, presented by Visit Milwaukee. Every Wednesday at 6 p.m., a new episode drops on the 1017 The Truth YouTube page. And since it is on YouTube, I hold nothing back. I give you all my hot takes on celebrity gossip and give you the tea on relationships that you don't want to miss. Subscribe to 1017 The Truth on YouTube so you never miss Nothing But the Truth digital show, dropping every Wednesday at 6 p.m., presented by Visit Milwaukee. Handcrafted, homegrown, world class.
Teachers are dynamic leaders, shaping a new generation. They bring a variety of perspectives from diverse backgrounds, innovating how they teach to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Achieving this takes skill and expertise. They're tireless explorers, creatively discovering a universe of solutions, telling stories, experimenting, inspiring, mentoring, connecting cultures, and connecting with each other, leading by example. Experience the unique joy of helping students thrive. Teaching is a journey that shapes lives. Are you ready to begin? Explore teaching at teach.org, a campaign supported by the U.S. Department of Education, Teach.org, and 1 million teachers of color.
We are the keepers of the wild, America's original and most invested conservationists. For more than 80 years, we've been committed to conserving wildlife and the natural landscapes that define our nation. From rugged alpine ridgelines to peaceful tall grass prairies, we've supported the conservation of more than 36 million acres of American wildlands. Our funding has led to cleaner water, fresher air, and improved wildlife habitat. From abundant fish and waterfowl populations to robust deer and elk herds, nothing is more important than maintaining wild spaces for adventurers to explore and wildlife to thrive. We are America's hunters and target shooters, stewards of the American outdoors.
America's hunters and target shooters, along with firearm, ammunition, and archery manufacturers, have invested more than $46 billion to help state fish and wildlife agencies manage and protect wildlife and wildlands across America. For more information, visit outdoorstewards.org.
Get the truth and nothing but the truth with Sherwin Hughes every weekday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 a.m. WGKB Waukesha, and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. This is your 101.7 The Truth News Update.
Hello, everyone. This is Rhea Riley with your news update. Power outages continue in southeast Wisconsin, impacting schools. No school for kids at Cedar Hills Elementary in Oak Creek because of a power outage, and the Milwaukee High School of the Arts has a delayed start at 11:30 a.m. after a power outage there as well. A false alarm for shots fired. A massive police presence responded to Milwaukee City Hall complex Thursday afternoon after reports of shots being fired at the Zeidler Municipal Building. After a lockdown, Milwaukee Police and Mayor Cavalier Johnson said a slammed door may have been confused for gunfire.
The examination of the area did not show any signs of a weapon being discharged, which is a very, very good thing. Employees did exactly what they're supposed to do. They heard something and they said something. They called the authorities, they called the police, and the police then responded.
MPD says there's no indication that a shooting or shots fired incident took place. Alderman Lamont Westmoreland is now criticizing the lack of security checkpoints at the City Hall complex. His office released a statement reading, quote, "It is far too easy for anyone to walk into either of these buildings with their weapon of choice." A bus driver is in custody after alleged misconduct with a minor in Pewaukee. The 62-year-old man turned himself into police on Wednesday after an investigation and review of the video from his Go Right Way bus the day before. Police said alleged criminal activity happened on the bus and not on any school grounds or properties. The driver was immediately suspended. Charges are pending. This has been your news update. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris continues on the new 101.7 The Truth.
Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. There's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now because Pella is offering up to 6 years of 0% financing. So set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. They'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. You heard me. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply. And the deal ends May 31st of 2025. So visit PellaWI.com. That's P-E-L-L-A for, those of you who can spell. PellaWI.com. All right, I'm just saying. 833-212-1017. So let me hit this talking text line before I go to my top 5. Plus the children have to be 10,000 in order to keep an eye on it. I think that's a silly saying. Like this current generation came out with some sayings that sound kind of weird. I gotta be on 10 toes. Like, really? They just, I don't know. Kawanda say a few sips of wine. I have the room spinning, and let's not get a shot of liquor. Time to go to bed. Immediately. I had a hangover one time at 21, and I vowed never again. I ain't mad at you. Miles said it was cigarettes and coffee at 13. Why? I mean, I get that you were watching somebody with cigarettes, but why coffee? I just think it's kind of weird. Cigarettes is kind of bizarre, too. Okay. People putting some, all right. So I did ask the question about folks, issues in their lives that they got to get over. And Miles said, define grandma taught me the lessons of life, being one of them since I have not had coffee. Mushroom coffee. I can't bring myself to drink mushroom coffee. It's just something about hearing the name mushroom coffee is really good. I just can't. Tough love from my mom and me having so at 17, I wouldn't let them doctors give me a pain for. So are you saying you had a kid at 17? Or I don't understand what it is you're saying. Okay. But it sounds like everybody's like doing their thing. Sounds like everybody's kind of, not kind of, but it looks like everybody's putting together their thing and making sure they're taking care of family and doing what they do. SE said, good afternoon, Truth fam. The weekend has arrived. Where you been? Like, what are you even talking about? Everybody here been running off at the mouth. We've been arguing and fighting with each other because it's Pop-Off Friday. We've been popping off on everybody, and now you show up late. Talking about, hey, what's going on? So Sir John said, yeah, you're right, Doc. It's Pop-Off Friday. Therefore, since you say you're going to be popping back, I'm going to recommend you put your bulletproof armor on because shots will be fired your way, figuratively speaking. So now, Dr. Ken, don't give me a knee-jerk reaction and call Homeland Security on your fans and listeners and allege you're being bullied. I ain't never alleged to anybody I was ever bullied. And that you fear for your radio personality, safety, and integrity. It ain't that serious. Man, quit tripping. Quit it. I love it, though. I love it. But, I mean, how come I can't be, like, I can feel some kind of way when y'all be. Good evening. Better late than never. Dr. Ken is on his pop-off today. Yes, I am. Putting up with y'all nonsense, especially Mao. The only thing I do occasionally is drink. That is if I cannot stand cigarettes. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. Like, I don't. Hey, it's Friday. It's been a long week. So I had to be at a meeting yesterday, so I had to jump on a train, take it to Chicago, walk from Union Station, get to the meeting, change clothes, go to the meeting. Meeting's supposed to be an hour. It took what? I got back to my room at 11:30. 6:30 to 11:30. Beat, tired, took a shower, went to sleep, woke up late, looked at my phone. I had like nine missing messages from 9 different people. I'm like, okay, must be summer. Checked my email, took a shower, got up, ate, looked up, checkout's at 12. Oh, okay, that's cool. Your train's at 1. What? And so I had to go and get it. I got to the train station. The line was just too long. So I waited in line, got to the train, got a seat, rode all the way back, got outside of, where is it stop? Glenview? Right before we got to Glenview, headed north, the train stopped for like 15 minutes. I'm like, dude, okay, this ain't working. And then finally made it all the way in and got back and then had to walk here from the station. Excuse me, is it me or did the sun just go away? Wow, I think the sun just went away. Let me check the weather. This is kind of like, wait a minute, let me check. I was looking outside and the sun was out and people was walking past, and now the temperatures dropped all the way to 74. From 83 to 74 in like a couple minutes. Okay. Let me check one more place. Sorry about that. Let me check another place just to be sure. Cause y'all be tripping and I don't want somebody telling me, thank you for the surprise. Let's see. Today, rain showers. They're saying it's 72 degrees. They don't look like 72 degrees. The high was 83. The low tonight is 55. Small craft advisory. Winds are from the north. I'm sorry, winds are from the south at 11 miles an hour. And so, what is the forecast for today? I wonder what it is. Let me see. What's the forecast for today? Well, we'll have it coming up in the traffic, of course, but scattered thunderstorms early, then cloudy skies after midnight, low 51 degrees, winds west-southwest at 10 to 20 miles an hour, 50% chance of rain. So there's a moderate chance of a severe weather outbreak today, so humidity's at 61%, so if you're going out, you might want to be ready for the rain because the rain is definitely coming. I'm just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. I was snooping around and looking around, and of course, I came across so many things. Another bit of bias.
Number 5.
From CBS 58, by way of CNN, the Supreme Court sided with the family of a man killed by a police officer after he was pulled over for toll violations. So get this. The Supreme Court on Thursday allowed the family of an unarmed 24-year-old man who was killed after being pulled over for suspected toll violations to continue his case for damages, ruling that appeals court need to more thoroughly review an officer's actions before a police shooting. The decision marked a rare instance, and this is where the bias comes in. The decision marks a rare instance of the conservative high court siding with the victim of a police shooting. They've sided with victims of police shootings. They've sided with black voters who I think in Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama who have sued because conservatives in the GOP tried to change, voting areas, right, and make it to their benefit, just like sometimes Democrats do here in Wisconsin. So they do it on both sides. It's always bad when conservatives do it. It's great when liberals do it. Or if you're in a conservative state, it's bad when liberals do it, but it's good when conservatives do it. I think both of them are a joke, and both of them are, in the words of Tory Lowe, trash. But Justice Elena Kagan wrote the opinion for a unanimous court and said the excessive force suit from the family of Ashton Barnes is one of many to make its way to the high court at a time when the nation and federal courts continue to wrestle with when to hold police accountable for split-second decisions that wind up being lethal. Roberto Felix Jr., a traffic enforcement officer in Harris County, Texas, pulled Barnes over after a camera flagged his license plate for unpaid tolls. Are you kidding me? Anyway, seconds after Felix asked Barnes to step out of his Toyota Corolla, the car instead lurched forward with Felix standing on the door sill firing. First of all, why was Felix on the door sill? That's what I want to know. That doesn't sound like something that's trained for an officer to do. The question was whether courts may consider the moments leading up to the threats police face, including in this case, Felix's decision to step into the car's open door. That was stupid on his part. I'm going to say that publicly. As a retired law enforcement officer, there's some things in some places you don't go when they're reviewing excessive force claims or whether courts can review only the moment of threat and an officer's response. Well, it's already been known that when investigations are done for police-related shootings, preclusion plays a part, which means what happened leading up to the incident that occurred. I would say the Supreme Court in this instance is exactly correct. Exactly correct. Now, the conservative Fifth U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that it could consider only the 2-second span during which Barnes' car moved forward, potentially threatening Felix's life. That's garbage. Thank God the U.S. Supreme Court saw fit to look at a totality of the circumstances and look back at this officer's actions, because I don't agree with that. Barnes' family asserted the court should have also considered what happened in the preceding 3 seconds. Preclusion is always playing a part that what led up to you doing something that you did. If there's a car crash, they used to, I don't know if they still do it, they do a 24-hour background on what you did 24 hours prior to the time of the crash happening if there's serious injury or a death based on a crash. To try to figure out what led up to you being here at this time, in this place, in this crash, and this unfortunate thing happening. Wouldn't you do the same thing for a shooting? I would say yes. I would do the same thing for a shooting. Otherwise, makes no sense.
Number 4.
Hey, I got to ask you a question. Have you heard the audio from the police call yesterday when they had shots fired at City Hall? Did you hear that there were shots fired at City Hall? What? How come you don't keep up with the news? Anyway, WISN 12, they said the reports of shots fired in Milwaukee Municipal Building sparked massive police response, but the mayor and police department say there's no indication of any shooting or shots fired. So, there was a report of shots fired on the 4th floor of the Zeitler Municipal Building, downtown Milwaukee, 3 o'clock yesterday. I did not do it. I had just got off a train from Chicago to Chicago. Well, it was not me. Prompting a large police response just before 5 o'clock, police said there's no indication of a shooting or shots being fired. 3 sources told WISN 12 News, where this came from, WISN.com, that a former employee who was fired returned to the building with a gun. Inspector Sharonda Grant said investigators are still working to determine the source of the noises that prompted the initial response. So here's my issue with this, right? Here's my issue with this. First of all, how did y'all get to the point? Well, police say they're still looking for a person of interest. The building was put on lockdown, as well as City Hall, which is nearby at Water and Kilbourne, and there's an underground tunnel between the buildings. The buildings were cleared. Employees were allowed to return to the buildings to retrieve items. Sources inside City Hall told WISN 12 that they were getting shelter-in-place orders over the building address, and employees inside Zeitler heard the same. So, here's the deal. Now there's an alderman screaming and complaining about how unsafe it is. Now they'll do something about crime in Milwaukee. Now they will do something about crime in Milwaukee because it affected them directly. But if it didn't affect them directly and there was a person in the municipal building with a gun, otherwise we'd be back at the same thing with nobody doing anything. we'd be back to everybody just, moseying along. Yeah. We always thought it, but yeah. Where's the audio? Has anybody gotten the call? Has anybody got the audio? Like, where's the audio to the 911 call? Did anybody release that so we can hear what they said? Did they say, there's a guy here with a gun and he just fired a shot? And then they showed up? Or what? That's what I want to hear. Where's the audio to the call for the 911 call to the police when the person who was a former employee who got fired from the city of Milwaukee? Now, here's what y'all telling me. Everybody knows it's a person from the city of Milwaukee, but y'all not releasing the name? If it was me, Dr. Ken Harris is a person of interest, whether I did it or not. Well, we think he looked like Dr. Ken Harris. Well, we're putting out a word that, but for some reason, where's the name of this person who allegedly had the gun, who was possibly a former employee who got fired? That's all I'm asking. Where's their name? Where's the 911 call that somebody made that said there was a person there with a gun? Because somebody must have said when they asked who it was and they said that it was a former employee, somebody knows who they are. They're in the system. They're an employee. Okay, I'm just saying. So we release things we want to release. And then when we don't want to release it, we kind of play dumb. But I don't know what you're talking about. Did you hear that? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't remember that. Do you remember that? It's terrible.
Number 3.
This from Fox6now.com. So, a 41-year-old Milwaukee man is charged with hit and run resulting in death in connection to a crash on the city's south side on Saturday, May 10th. The accused is Raul Herrera. So here's what we know. According to the criminal complaint, Milwaukee police received multiple 911 calls around 9:45 p.m. on Saturday, March 10th, regarding a pedestrian that was struck on 35th and National. One caller reported the striking auto was no longer on the scene. Another reported that she was in the striking auto and the driver of the striking auto would not stop, so she had to jump out of the striking auto. Wow. When officers arrived on the scene, they located Roberto De Leon lying in the middle of 35th Street. Milwaukee firefighters provided first aid, but he was pronounced deceased at the scene. Investigators later spoke with the woman who jumped out of the striking vehicle. She identified the defendant as Raul Herrera. The woman noted that she, the defendant, and a third person went to a bar on East North Avenue, had a few drinks during dinner, and left around 8:45 p.m. Later, they stopped at a deli on Farwell where the defendant bought a bottle of vodka and some beer, and they drove into an auto body shop before traveling. They drove to an auto body shop before traveling to the south side. The woman indicated Herrera was driving the entire time. At some point, the woman said the defendant was driving very fast and in a reckless manner. The complaint says when she raised the issue with Herrera, he hollered, "Shut up," and then used an expletive. The complaint says. Then on South 35th Street, the woman says the woman told police she was looking at her phone when she heard the defendant yell, "Oh, blank," and then something hit the windshield of the car. The woman told police she knew the defendant had hit a person. When the woman told the defendant he needed to stop because he hit a person, the defendant appeared to not have any intention of stopping. The woman yelled to let her out, and when the car slowed down, she jumped out of the car while it was moving, and the woman ran to the location of the victim and called 911 and remained with the victim until emergency personnel showed up. Officers later searched for the defendant, went to a West Dallas address, didn't see the car, but they did notice a 2003 Ford Mustang in a parking lot that had a huge hole in the front driver's side portion of the windshield, and they went from there, and they saw him walking away, and they arrested him. That's where all that went. When the officer touched the hood of the car, it was very hot, consistent with the car having just been driven. The defendant was scared and didn't want to go to jail. Isn't it amazing how when people commit crimes, they do things bad and then they become the victim? They made me do it. Oh, okay. So So when will all this end? Like, when is all this driving stupid going to end? Like, we need to start broadcasting, and we need a billboard of every time somebody gets convicted of a driving offense. And we need to put it on the board. Hey, look, John Doe was convicted of blah, 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 and got X amount of years in prison. And then we should start totaling the total number of years people who drive and kill people and cause crashes. I'm not talking about the legitimate crashes because things happen. I'm talking about the people that are speeding like a bat, crash, and then, like, what happens? Well, we need to total up they get sentenced. So after about 2 or 3 months throughout the year, we should have a number that says, like, I don't know, 47. Like, that's how many years the total that everybody who was in the crash got to go to prison. Like, for like almost a half a century. I think that will slow people down from doing really dumb stuff. I mean, when you see it, you know, then you can work at it. You can actually, like, do the math.
Number 2.
Speaking of doing the math, also from Fox 6 now, the June 30th deadline for the federal financial aid application is coming. Remember your FAFSA? You had to fill out a FAFSA to go to college? Well, even if you don't, you still have to fill out a FAFSA, which makes no sense to me. Like, I'm paying, but I have to fill out a FAFSA every year. Why? Because they want to know how much money they can still try to give you so you'll be on the hook so the school can get money. Like, think about that. It's free. I remember back in the day where in order to fill out a FAFSA, you had to pay to fill out a FAFSA. And that limited a lot of the people who filled it out and got money. Because then Ray and them was like, I got to pay to get money? Nah, we're not doing that. And it stopped some of the riffraff. But a staggering amount of FAFSA money goes unclaimed year after year. So what happens? Well, you write an essay. You don't have to look far, right? You know, this happened, that happened, I'm living this life, and I'm going to write. Well, there's a kid at Bradley Tech High School whose mom fled our country, and they're back. So many bad things are happening, and they're struggling to learn English as a second language. They're here, and so now this person, Ahmad, has a 4.0 grade point average at MPS Bradley Tech. Full tuition to Marquette University. Nobody's going to give you the money, but the money is there to get. You have to go and get the money. So, as of April, Ahmad has already received 6 scholarships totaling more than $100,000. But not everybody's taking it. In 2021, this is just 2021. It's now 2025, 4 years later. There were $3.7 billion in Pell Grant money left on the table because kids didn't complete the FAFSA. Think about that. Now, this comes from Jennifer Andreas. She's a senior money path manager with Secure Futures. And they do an absolutely phenomenal job at going out and helping people understand money in high schools. The Wisconsin Coalition on Student Debt says that there's a lot of college education there that could have been paid for, but nobody applied for it. Like, literally. So we want to talk about reparations. We want to talk about things that are owed us, but this tax money is sitting there, and we don't touch it. According to Forbes, Wisconsinites carry $30,777 in federal student loan debt. That's slightly under the national average of $35,000. There's merit-based scholarships. If you got good grades, places will give it to you. Now, you're going to probably end up with a loan. How that loan is calculated, well, I don't know. But then again, you could also be like the GOP and tell Donald Trump, nope.
Number 1.
From CNN Politics, President Trump's agenda has been thrown into chaos after a group of GOP hardliners blocked the bill in a key committee vote on today, dealing a major embarrassment to House Republican leaders and Trump himself. Now, let me be fair. This was written by CNN, who hates Donald Trump, and they're left-leaning. So they write everything in terms of, you know, he was trashed, and it's hardliners, and they blocked it. And all that. It's a committee. So people that don't understand about how committees and subcommittees work in the House and the Senate, that it has to come out of committee in order to be considered by the entire House. So if there's a subcommittee, and then it goes to committee, and then it goes to the full House, right? Subcommittee is usually only about 3 people, maybe 5 or 6 people on a committee. So what happens is, if they can't get what they want because they think, and in this case, they believe that we want you to cut taxes, but you're adding to the national debt, so that doesn't make any sense. So before that's corrected, they did what? They waited till Trump was out of town, right? Wait till he's on a plane somewhere. And they did what? They went, nope, we're going to pass it. Now, understanding that if a certain number of people on a committee vote, right, then it has to automatically come up for revote, and that's it. Had a lesser number of people voted, it would have killed the bill. So they knew what they were doing. We're going to all vote, and we're going to all vote. Okay, so that means it has to come back up for a revote, and they're looking at Monday. Somebody wants something out of this bill. So Republicans are demanding more cuts from Medicaid and from the federal clean energy programs, especially Johnson must also be careful not to alienate moderates whose votes he also needs with any changes to the bill. And so what happens is all of the fat in Medicaid and Medicaid, right, they want to get rid of it. All the people committing fraud, like once I find out, so I give you a budget of $100, and I give 10 people $10 each. And I find out that 2 of the people are committing fraud, right? So now, instead of saying, I'm going to give out $100 and find 2 more people that didn't sign up, I'm going to say, let's make the budget $80. Because the 2 people with the $10 totaling $20, we didn't need. So let's cut the budget that. That's what they're trying to do, and people aren't seeing it that way because people are being told they're cutting Medicaid, but people don't understand what that means. I think Musk went way too far and got way too much access. The problem is he's a limited employee of the government, and he cleared his background check so he can get information that he needs. That's every employee. Like, no matter where you are, your security level gives you what it is that you need. But we have to recognize that some of this has to be slowed down. I personally like the sweeping tax and spending cuts, but it has to be done in a way where it's not going to injure people. And no disrespect, there are more poor white people in the world than poor black people. So stop pointing at us when you say Medicare, Medicaid, and welfare cuts, and then you keep showing black faces. Because the majority of people in America on welfare, kind of the same way who get school loans, don't look like me.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Brew Crew Tuesdays are back on May 20th.
Uh-oh. Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Baltimore Orioles.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness, third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Construction Business Group. Tune in May 20th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check your local listings to watch the game.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake. Tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course or unwind at the award-winning Calidora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen. Explore stunning shores and historic landmarks. And enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Experience some of the most cherished popular music of all time when the Milwaukee Symphony Orchestra presents Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound, May 23rd through the 25th at the Bradley Symphony Center. Byron Stripling will lead the MSO and an exciting trio of vocalists that include Broadway superstar Chester Gregory, Ashley J., and Brick Liam in a musical sojourn of hits made famous by legendary talents such as Lou Rawls, Marvin Gaye, Diana Ross, and The Temptations. Songs like My Girl, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, and I'm Coming Out will come alive in fun and stylish arrangements that are sure to have you dancing and humming along in your seat. Let's Groove Tonight, Motown and the Philly Sound runs May 23rd through the 25th only. So lock up your tickets right now by calling the box office at 414-291-7605 or visit mso.org.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. It's no better time to upgrade your windows and doors than right now, because Pella's offering up to 6 years of 0% financing. Set up your free in-home consultation. You commit to nothing at this point. They'll listen to your vision and suggest the Pella materials and customizations to make it a reality. Get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Certain restrictions apply, and the deal ends May 31st of 2025. So visit PellaWI.com. That's PellaWI.com today. 833-212-1017 is the number. And said, "You're so changeable, Dr. Ken." I don't know what that means. What does changeable mean? I don't know. Dan said, "I want to gain all the knowledge I can in the area of real estate investment and go from there in an effort to work for myself in the near future." Okay, so what I would suggest you to do, Dan, is if you want knowledge to invest in real estate, then you need to become a real estate broker or a real estate investor. But you have to understand how real estate works. Probably the easiest way and the simplest way is to get a license in real estate. I'm just saying, to become a broker. That's just me. Somebody else might have different. If you do, 833-212-1017. And go from there in an effort to work for myself in the near future. Put a day on it. Today is May 16th, 2025. By December 31st of 2025, you want to be a licensed real estate broker. And you want to start working on saving towards your first home in the amount of $20,000. Like whatever it is. I also want to overcome procrastination, mismanagement, and mismanagement of time, lack of focus, and personal corrections. And then he said, I want to write a movie script. So here's the kicker. What you have to do, this is what I do. I put myself on timetables. But because I have ADHD, I get bored. So if I keep doing the same thing all the time, I always go, I'll do it next time. I'll do it later, right? It's like setting an alarm. My alarm changes every other day. Sometimes I wake up at 5 a.m., sometimes I wake up at 4:45, sometimes I wake up at 4:30, then it's 4:40, then it's 4:50, then it's 5:10. Because if I get into a rhythm, eventually I'm going to type and just fall off. But I still have to plan. So during those times, I say I'm going to write 4 pages, right? I might get 3. I always double it, right? I want to do 10 pages today, knowing in the back of my mind I want to get to 5. If I get to 5, okay. If I get to 3, it's okay. But I got to get something done every day. So if you looked at my calendar, and I'm a cheat right now, and I'm going to look at it. if I actually showed you my calendar, right? It's let me first of all, let me see what you see so you don't see too much stuff on my calendar. But if you looked at my calendar, right, it's just on and on, never ending, always going. Why is that? Because everything I have to do. If I have to be somewhere tonight at 6:05, then it's in my calendar at 6:05. I have a reminder at 5:30. I have another reminder for travel. Otherwise, it's not getting done. And you'll be like, oh, that was great. No, it wasn't. Why? Because I didn't get it done. And so I have to kind of cheat myself and trick myself into actually getting things done. But I know that about myself, right? But you can do that. You can get all that done. You just have to tell your time what to do. And you got to stop letting other people tell you what you're doing. Hey, we're going to hang out. Okay, y'all have fun. See, I like to reward myself. When I get a week done and I get a week and get it completed, I like to reward myself. So watch this. If we go to a hangout or we go meet up, one thing we're not going to talk about. You ready? Radio. We ain't talking about the news. We hanging out. Hey, what's up? What's up, X? How's it going, man? How you doing? How's the family? What? We're not going to be like, okay, so for the radio, you talked about the politics of... No, we're not doing that. That's work. Meet up, hang out is just that. Meet up, hang out. We ain't got to talk about being on the radio. We Truth Nation. Let's talk about hanging out and being truthful with each other. Causing trouble. Now, speaking of truthful and speaking of being in Chicago, this is the issue I have with media. I got issues with liberal media. I got issues with conservative media. I got issues with the left, the right, and the middle. This makes absolutely no sense to me. I understand why black people do it, but it drives me crazy. Please tell me if I'm wrong. I know it's Pop-Off Friday. TheRoot.com has a story. Right. So here's the title, they said. Blue Ivy, y'all know who that is. That's Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter. Has an onstage mishap at Beyonce's Cowboy Carter Chicago tour stop. But then this happens. Then they have one fan joked, Blue was panicked like, I'm going to have to fire myself for this. Ha, 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 ha. Blue Ivy Carter found herself in a moment of panic due to an onstage mishap during a heartwarming performance in Chicago. Heartwarming, really, Beyonce? on Friday at Soldier Field. How she handled it demonstrates just how made for the stage the young lady truly is. Are you really kissing up to Beyonce's daughter like this? Oh my God, it shows such how strong he... Oh, stop! Anyway. And then people, oh, you're just hating on Beyonce. No, I'm not. This is seated as a trio on stage. Beyonce radiated elegance in a powdered blue suit. How do you radiate elegance in a powdered blue suit? But anyway, yeah, I'm being silly. It's Friday. Daughter Rumi, 7 to her left. Blue Ivy, 13 above, gently cradling them in a graceful embrace. Can't it just be an embrace? Oh, it's graceful and it's elegant. Like, what is that? And so sometimes I notice when we talk about black people, it's very positive, and when we talk about white people, it's very negative. Or it's just kind of bland. But then when white people do it to us, we get mad. Like, you couldn't say anything nice? Well, the problem is we say everything nice. Like, everything is either so nice or so mean. It can't just be what it is. She held them in an embrace. Oh, it was graceful. What? Anyway. The moment was undeniably touching until Blue's earring. Now, this is what they're talking about. Her earring got caught in Beyonce's flowing hair. Why can't you just write hair? Like, who wrote this garbage? Oh, I know, somebody Gen Z or young millennial wrote this. Without missing a beat, yeah, I just heard everybody just get mad, scream, and holler, and turn off the radio. Without missing a beat, she shifted into damage control, releasing the earring and her sudden panic. Why is there a story anywhere on the internet about this? Needless to say, viewers were thoroughly impressed. Fans in the comments section joked that the intense moment almost caused her to fire herself, insinuating that being Beyonce's performer isn't easy. Are you joking. Why would anybody care about this? 833-212-1017 is the number. What am I missing? Why would anybody care that her earring got stuck in Beyonce's hair? No, it wasn't hair. It was flowing hair. It wasn't a light blue suit. It was an elegant light blue suit. And she embraced her kids elegantly. Like, what is that? It's just flowery puff, right? She probably gave a phenomenal performance. Her earring got caught. I've literally seen that happen to my daughters, my wife, my mother. And what do? Take the earring out their ear and leave it sitting there and then take it out. Like, what? But the way she did it was with such grace. Wow. Yep. We need to send some folks back to journalism school. And now with 101.7 The Truth Traffic, here's Debbie Lazaga.
Northbound on 41, we've got a crash right about at Watertown Plank Road on the left shoulder, so watch out for that. Then we've got more delays continuing on all the way up to Silver Spring. Southbound slow from Good Hope Road all the way down past Burleigh. Southbound 43 slow from Hampton all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge towards the KK River. Northbound's backed up out of the Marquette up to Keefe. And the bypass heading eastbound, slowing down out of the Hale interchange to Forest Home Avenue. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, chance of showers, mostly cloudy and windy, a low of 52. Tomorrow, a slight chance for showers, partly cloudy with a high of 64. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Dreaming of owning your first home? Milwaukee Habitat for Humanity can help make it happen. With little to no down payment and average monthly mortgage payments of $950, you can build a brand new home you love without breaking the bank. And you won't do it alone. Habitat provides the coaching, education, and support to guide you every step of the way. Stop renting and invest in a new home you can truly call your own. Visit MilwaukeeHabitat.org to learn more.
Keep your business safe, secure, and spotless with the Omega Security Guard and Cleaning Team. Proudly located in Milwaukee and female-owned, Omega delivers professional security and tailored cleaning services to meet your needs. Whether it's event security or a custom cleaning plan, their dedicated team goes above and beyond to exceed your expectations. Because at Omega, they're not just your service provider, they're your partner in peace of mind. Contact Omega Security Guard today or online at OmegaSecurityGuard.com. Omega Security Guard and Cleaning, protecting what matters most.
It's time for Truth Takes, a thought-provoking commentary on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Here is Carrie Noni with her truth.
You know, sometimes the mundane isn't a burden, it's the beauty of living. I came to this conclusion after recently watching the movie Subservience on Netflix. It's a crazy film, y'all. I would suggest you check it out. But it's a story that explores our relationship with technology and how it's programmed to take our burdens away. This movie really got me thinking about how much we're wired to avoid struggle. We create tools and shortcuts to make life easier, whether it's robots, apps, or even outsourcing everyday tasks. But in the process, we risk forgetting the value of the little things we go through every day. Sure, folding laundry or grocery shopping might feel like chores. I literally dread cleaning up. But isn't there something grounding about them? Something that reminds us we're human. Life isn't just about the highlights or the easy parts. It's about the messy, repetitive, and sometimes inconvenient stuff too. Think about it. Who would you be if you didn't have to face the small frustrations that test your patience, or the routines that push you to show up for yourself or the people around you? The mundane moments, the ones we rush to escape, are often the ones that shape us. If life was nothing but convenience, where's the growth? Where's the grit that teaches us resilience? And most importantly, where's the appreciation for the moments that do take our breath away? So maybe the next time you find yourself annoyed by the daily grind and are on the brink of crashing out, you pause, you breathe, and remind yourself that the beauty of life isn't just in the big moments, but in every little thing that makes them possible.
This has been Truth Takes on the award-winning 101.7 The Truth. Listen to Jammin' with Juice with Ben Jammin' and Carrie Noni weekdays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Sneim. The 21 and 23 Milwaukee Brewers are back in action today after a day off on Thursday. They'll welcome in the red-hot Minnesota Twins, winners of 11 straight games. Brewers dealing with a plethora of injuries, especially to their starting pitching.
Day-to-day, honestly, with their treatments, probably case by case for each of those guys, but they're all progressing incredibly well.
Brewers general manager Matt Arnold there on WTMJ. The Twins-Brewers set for a 7:10 first pitch. And lastly, we'll head over to the NBA, where the Denver Nuggets force a Game 7 in the NBA Western Conference semifinals after they beat Oklahoma City Thunder last night, 119-107. And tonight, the Knicks and Celtics Game 6 tip-off is set for 7 p.m. The Knicks leading that series 3-2. The sports update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I'm telling you, but we were the same. See, nobody talks to me anymore. They just talk to each other in a talking text line. And then every now and then they'll say something to me. Hey, Dr. Ken, we're here. Really? Really? Monday, we'll do this again with Ben Jamin's voice in the morning. Y'all can't even finish out the day talking about me? Not really a girl. What's going on, girl? I'll see you on Monday. We'll be right back after this.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing, streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle, while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and see this wonderful smile live every day.
Great impressions will exceed your expectations. Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great impressions, perceptions, everything.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Ready to join the fun? With Girl Scouts Extended Year Membership from Girl Scouts,
you can sign up by June 30th and get up to 18 months of adventure through September 30th, 2026.
Girls starting kindergarten or first grade in 2025 will also receive 3 Get Ready with Girl Scouts activity books,
featuring games, crafts, and stories the whole family will love, for free. Plus, you'll even get a special gift from the Girl Scouts. Join today and get ready to grow, explore, and shine with Girl Scouts.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
Serious truck crash? Call Gruber Law Offices today.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
I just look at all this stuff that's going on. People giving reports from Abu Dhabi in the United Arab Emirates. It's like 2:52 in the morning there. Like, what? Yeah, I guess when you get paid that much money, that's what you do. I'm just saying. That's what I would do. Want to say what's up to everybody in the chat, everybody on the Talking Text. Have a great weekend. Make sure you keep it locked right here for the best in Milwaukee Black Talk. Just talk radio, period. We're 1017 The Truth. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. Tori Lowe Show's coming back around. Thank you, X. Appreciate you. Lucky you didn't wear yellow. Then I could tease you for being a banana. Notice I never wear yellow. Yellow doesn't look great on me, just like brown doesn't. We're not going to talk about brown. No shade of brown. I'll wear it in belt and a shoe. Other than that, not doing it. Anyway, hey, God bless. Take care. Stormy weather. 51 degrees right now, but it's going to get a little chilly, and it's going to get a little weird later tonight. So make sure you stay bundled up. Check on your family. Check on your friends. Check on your neighbors. God bless. See you in 22, 44. Let's try 66 hours. You can check us out Sunday night as well. 7 to 9 on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. Me and Denise Thomas. God bless. Take care. Goodbye. I'm out.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city